Hi, I'm Alex,
And I'm Nick,
and this is the Gone Fishing Podcast.
the #1 podcast.
Not about fishing.
Enjoy.
We're good?
I think so.
Okay.
Not until I throw one of these guys
Yeah,
in.
upper decky, dude.
Can't do it. I have sensitive upper decks.
Upper gums.
Yeah.
Man, so yeah, sticking to the zones. I like it.
Yeah. I like it, man. It's good. But you said these are from Canada, eh?
Yeah, made in Canada, but can't sell it anywhere else but the U.S. What's up with that?
Do not ingest pouch.
Yeah, don't do that. I fell asleep with one in my mouth. It's nuts.
Damn. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with those. I mean, we got a little bit of wiggle room because they're like $2.99 or something.
Yeah.
That's probably what those are, right?
Yeah, they're like $3.
So good.
Unless they have like a program, awards program. So the program begins on 10/3/2022 and ends on 10/31/2023.
What?
Are these a little old?
Yeah, what's the manufacturer?
I didn't say.
Date on them.
Going for it. That's all I know.
My God.
It's not good.
Jeez.
Not good.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome, guys.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode.
Yeah.
And we had a little mishap. I think it was the last episode or the one before. I think it was the last episode. We accidentally talked about fishing.
Yeah.
And
I apologize.
yeah.
This is my community apology to everyone. I will not talk about fishing again.
A little Sunny D Vodka.
Yeah, little Sunny D Vodka. Actually, this one's from Bimington. Funny story. They close the bars at 1 o'clock in that county, whatever county that is,
That's not bad.
Broome County or whatever.
1 a.m.?
Yeah.
That's not bad, right?
Well, it's 2 o'clock here.
Oh.
We were confused.
Well, they're
We're
probably...
sitting there like 12:45, and all of a sudden the lights turn on. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
This is what you guys look like.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yikes.
But then, so we bought some more, and we asked because it's like buy one get one. So we bought 4, so we got 2 for 2.
Hey.
And we asked the bartender not to open one of them for us each, so we could take it back to the hotel. And that's the one. I couldn't drink it at the hotel. No.
Why not?
If I had another one, I'd probably throw up.
You were toast? You were toasty?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, what did you guys do? Did they have any... cheers.
Oh, yeah, cheers. You ever have one?
No.
It's like drinking Sunny D.
Wow.
Pretty good. Get you in trouble.
That'll get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have any... The ability to go out and get, like, food after the bar?
Yeah, there's a calzone place called DP Dough in Bimington. Yeah, sometimes we hit that up. We had for lunch, our company bought Five Guys. So there's leftover burgers.
They bought you guys 5 guys.
Yeah, catering.
5
I
dudes.
think it's Five Guys. Yeah, Five Guys. I think it was. So they had the burgers. They had extra burgers, so my coworker and I grabbed an extra burger each. So we knew we need it for our late night shenanigans.
What a good idea.
Yeah, so I ate a cold burger in my hotel room at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It tasted damn good.
Dude, it went down good. I'll tell you that. I was hungry. The problem is the burger I grabbed had no cheese. I had no other condiments on it, so I was like...
Damn.
Yeah.
Was it a double, though, or was
No,
it single?
Singles.
I don't even know. I didn't know they did catering.
Yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure maybe it's Red Robin. I don't know. It had
There's
to
a
be Five Guys.
big difference between Red Robin
No,
and...
it's probably Five Guys. I don't know why I'm second guessing,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Big difference, though. Right?
I haven't been to Red Robin in a while.
Sometimes we get in the mood to go. It's been a while, though.
It's Red Robin?
Yeah, it's been since Val was pregnant. So,
It's a while.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
it's been a minute. It feels like a while, though.
I know, right? How's everyone doing?
It's
Good?
almost 4 months now.
Everyone's growing up good? And all their check marks?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think everything's going well.
Yeah.
This one, the second baby, Vera, is definitely growing a lot quicker. Like she's a
Should grow her, not show her.
like weight yeah weight
Sorry.
wise she's doing well.
Good.
Mimi early on they were worried that she was a little bit light.
Yeah, Sim and Donnie always underweight.
They were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not worried, but he's just on the 40th percentile weight.
Yeah, but he's
So
tracking
he's on the 90% for height.
But he's tracking on his line. You know what I mean? Like that's what our doctor said.
Yeah, he's tracking on where
Which
he
I don't
should
know
be,
if I believe him.
and he's still 50% for weight, which is great, right where he should be.
Yeah.
Height's still at like 95, so he's growing like a string bean.
So Donnie is how was he 3?
A little over three in like 4 months.
How much does he weigh?
Oh God, I don't know. I can't remember from his last appointment. He was like 36 pounds, probably like getting closer to 40.
Okay,
maybe.
I'm just trying to get like a gauge at where they should kind of be at.
Yeah.
I don't even know where she's at right now. She's tiny though. She's a little,
Yeah. And you look at like Sarah and I, right? We're not the skinniest of people, so people probably get confused when they don't see a chunkster kid,
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Well, you see some kids like, holy shit, they're chunky.
Yeah, dude. I've seen some big babies.
Yeah, even big he's a toddler now, but even toddlers are like, oh, they're kind of chunky. But Donnie's just, I don't know. And our diet isn't the best, so. And he has a steady diet of mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, pizza rolls.
That'll get him. Mm-hmm. No, but that's like, it's weird because when you see, oh, thank you, top me off.
Yeah, small glasses. I didn't know what to grab to drink this and be fancy.
I like it though. This is like small wine glasses. I
think
feel like
martini.
What's that?
Martini?
Oh yeah, martini. Yep.
Because it's Grey Goose glasses. I got like a gift set.
That checks out. I'm gonna chug that quick. That way it hits me quicker. You know what I mean? But I don't go up to like chubby babies and be like, "Wow, your kid is so chubby." But people love telling me how tiny my daughter is.
Oh, that's shitty. They shouldn't do that.
Oh, how old is she? Oh, she's a little over 2. Oh, wow, she's so tiny. Like, we don't have to get on that topic again, but I'm like, stop saying that.
Yeah, people
Make
ask
me
how
feel like
tall
I'm
I
not
am.
feeding my kid.
I don't ask you how fat you are. Well, I'm fat too.
You're not fat.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
That's not
according
fat,
to doctors, I'm fat.
Yeah, but they're doctors, dude.
Yeah.
They probably got bad habits.
Yeah. Everyone's got bad. You gotta have a little bad habit here and there. So I love how we always go back to food on this show. Food.
I know. I really think. I mean, we are exactly right. It is not about fishing, but we didn't say it was about food, or that it wasn't. So
Yeah.
we're good with that.
Went to the steakhouse. Well, Texas Roadhouse. On a Friday.
Let's be honest. The one that was shut down.
No,
Oh,
the one
okay.
in Ridge. But that's probably the best time to go to one that was shut down for health violations because they're probably the cleanest they've ever been.
Oh, they knew.
Right?
They heard that coming. They're like, oh, fuck.
Well, they got shut down for a week to clean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you think about it, and all the probably corporate managers are all over that being clean there. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the safest place to eat in the city. So we went to one, up on Ridge Road in Greece, but made me, I don't know, brought back a memory of when I lived in New Mexico for a bit, and my classmates and I went out to the steakhouse. I don't remember, it's middle of nowhere, New Mexico. When we walked in, like the music stopped because it's such a small town. Like, we're like, oh shit! But the best steak I ever had.
Cops are here.
Well, no, yeah, maybe, but no, just some really country bar, country steakhouse.
Yeah.
Like they had spots to park your horses or to put tie off your horses.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And when we went in, it was just the best steak ever. If I could try to get another steak like that, it'd be amazing. I think I'll put money down. The best steaks come from New Mexico.
Wow. It's got to be the seasoning.
Some good beef there.
Because cooking, good beef. That's
The beef,
that's
what
a
I'm saying.
huge.
The beef, you could take all the seasoning off the table.
Yeah.
The quality of the beef, the tenderness.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a New York steak strip, or they call it. And funny because it wasn't in New York.
It was a Texas strip.
New Mexico strip.
New Mexico strip.
It was good. And I don't think I'll ever get a steak like that again.
Probably
I can't find it. I can't remember where we were.
Well, do they do a lot of cattle? Do they raise a lot of cattle
New
out
Mexico's
there?
a lot of cattle, yeah.
So it's probably sourced locally.
Yeah, locally, and
No
that's
GMOs.
all. I remember that's
no-
all you would see, either cattle or gas refineries.
People probably had those in their backyard.
Refineries or cattle?
Both. Yeah,
No,
both.
yeah, it's a big oil state. So at the time, I don't know if they do it anymore.
Texas is weird though. Like Texas, when I think of Texas, I think of a completely different like country.
It is.
Which at some point it was like a different place, right?
Yeah, it's very different. Well, every state's a little different, right? You go into Louisiana, you're in Louisiana, or you go into Mississippi,
Yeah.
But New York and Pennsylvania, you might not know.
Maybe people consider, like, if they've never been to New York City but have only heard about it, maybe they look at it like that's a completely different place.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I look at South Florida, and I've been there. Obviously, I lived there. But even when I lived there, I was like, this is not America.
Yeah, that's true.
This is 100% not America.
Even when I went to Florida once, South Florida, yeah, it's a different culture. It's nice. That's what I like about America. You go different parts and things are a little different.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things that you get in every state that are different, but then there's always a little bit of like a small piece of home. There's like an Applebee's or something.
Yeah, or Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
But
I like that.
Yeah.
Someone asked me the other day if there was a state that what did I say? Actually, I was talking to Ark. I was talking to Val's brother, and I was like, yeah, there's like no other place that I would see myself living. Like if I were to move from New York State again, I think the only place I could really see myself going would be back to Georgia. Yeah. Because like I'm not interested in like the popular viewpoint of like Texas. I'm not going to Tennessee. I've been there and it's not for me.
Not?
No, it's not like a bad place. I just wouldn't live there. And I wouldn't move anywhere near here. No. I wouldn't move like to the next state over or 2 states over because it's damn near the same thing.
Same thing.
So I'm pretty content here living in upstate New York.
Me too.
But with that being said, I would love to go like spend more time road tripping and visiting other states.
Yeah, that'd be too. I really like to go definitely out west further, like Montana.
Yeah. Montana
Wyoming
would be.
Yeah.
Can we? I want to just pause you for a second.
Okay, hit pause.
I'll turn it off. I was talking with someone the other day who has a yearly guys trip, right?
Didn't we talk about this last time about having one?
We did.
So
we did. But I was like, I don't know if I already talked about this. So if I did, we'll can the whole idea.
No, we haven't. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
But I asked him, I said, do you ever feel, because he has kids, I was like, do you ever feel guilty when the time comes and you got to leave your wife with your 2 kids? And he goes, never. I never feel guilty because he's like, it's something I do once a year. I get to go out to Carolina, hang out with the boys, do some golfing. He goes, and when I come back, I'm in a better headspace. Like I'm better, and I'm better for my kids.
Yeah.
Which is a good point. But yeah, that re-triggered that thought of like, man, maybe there's something to this.
We should do something in Georgia. Tennessee.
But I also, or like every year,
somewhere different.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. Fly out there. Love to do Vegas someday.
Let's do it.
I'm not a gambler, but it's cool to see the nightlife a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to gamble out there. Maybe a hooker, but you don't have to gamble.
No.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding, honey.
It's good, Val.
It was a joke.
Wasn't a joke.
She'd probably be jealous that she wasn't there.
Yeah, I know.
She wouldn't even be jealous that a hooker was,
trying to get with you.
Yeah. She'd be like, I wish I was there to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. To watch. Oh, boy.
Yeah. So. You know what, Al? I think we need to stop talking about this shit and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, just do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of my, who was I talking to about? One of our good friends. He was talking about fixing one of his cars he hasn't fixed in a while. Or hasn't driven, right?
Is it Dylan?
Yeah. Working with his dad on it.
Oh, yeah.
And he keeps like, I just got to make time to do it. I'm like, stop saying you got to make the time and make the time.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be saying that for the next 5 years. And it could be too late at that point.
Yeah.
You never know with aging parents and other situations.
Yeah.
If you keep, I'll do it eventually. Yeah, no, that's make the time.
That's just stringing you along by thinking that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you end up with that project car. That's how my stepdad ends up with a Nova in his garage with no engine in it.
Yeah, because I'll get to it.
Doug, I'm not hating on you, man, at all. You're a busy fucking guy, but let's
do it.
We're just talking.
Dylan was telling me,
riffing.
Said the same thing back to me because I keep saying, because he has a Corvette now.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, just do the Corvette. Just do it.
Okay. What does he have? Like a brand new?
No, he has like a 06, I think, or 05 Corvette, fully built, like 700 horsepower.
Like he bought it built.
Bought it built.
So smart.
That's the way to do it, because it's really expensive to build a car. Like everything, how much he bought it for all the money. The car alone would have been more than what he paid for the car. Like if he would, whoever he bought the car for, buying a base car with no mods to it, would probably be the same price for what he bought that for. So it's always better to let someone take the initial hit on building that car and then buying it.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah. There's one I really want, like locally, Van Bortle Chevrolet or Van Bortle Corvette, and out in east side of Rochester for Victor, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's like 27,000. I think it's an 06.
27,000 for an 06.
Six-speed, 43,000 miles. It's Daytona orange, which I want the orange, like some metallic orange. Wow. So it's like, sparkly and
fucking
a little darker,
stands out.
sunburnt. Yeah.
Well, you do have a yellow car, too.
Yeah,
so.
I do. Yellow. I hate yellow.
Do you?
No. No, so I'm like, he's like, just do it. I'm like, I don't know. I can't fit a kid in the back seat. There are none.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't be a good family decision.
No. You got to, and it's hard because obviously you really want it, but you do got to be smart about it. Like he's coming from a perspective of like no kids.
No kids.
Working overtime.
Works a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want one. So I'm not. I got to buy because my car I have now has like 165,000 on it. So I think it's time to maybe start thinking, because it's like, it feels like every month I'm dumping a little money into it.
Yeah.
Something a little small happens to it. Got to get it fixed. I'm getting to the point where I don't want to do the repairs anymore anyways. So it costs a little more to have a shop do it. And, so I'm thinking, is it really worth keeping on to this thing, or?
Maybe you should do the repairs. Maybe that'll give you, like, it'll scratch that itch.
Yeah, the problem is I need to get that repair done then and now, because it's my daily driver. Instead of taking the time to, if I run into a problem. Sometimes what happens is I'm working on that car, run into a problem. And then I start stressing.
Oh, it's an easy fix.
So I need it by the next day.
Yeah.
And then I'm out there 11 o'clock at night, with the lights on in out in the driveway working on it. I'm like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah. So, and then I make mistakes, and because I get frustrated, I just want it to work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
What's the value of it as it sits?
Funny, we looked it up today. It's between 5,800, so 5,800 for trade-in, and like 8,000 and change for a trade-in. That range.
Okay.
So I think I'll get probably closer to the 6, maybe 5,800, the bottom of it, because it's not. It's in good condition, but it's got a little rust here, which I'm going to fix up. That part I don't mind, because I can do that.
Fucking throw undercoating on it.
Well, actually, under the car's fine. It's got some of the like body rust on it.
Okay.
Some spots, which I can touch up, and you probably really wouldn't notice it unless you really get close to it.
Yeah.
So I can do that, and maybe try to sell it outright to a marketplace type situation.
Yeah.
And maybe get $8,000. I'd maybe put it out for 10 and see what happens. See if I get any buyers. Because it's an original owner car. We're the only owners.
That's true. You know everything
I don't think about it.
Everything about it.
Yeah.
No accidents.
Sarah had a deer. I don't know.
Whose fault was it?
2 years into owning it.
Was it the deer? Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny because I told her not to go out that night. Like, it's maybe you shouldn't. It was like a windy night or something. And
yeah.
It was a little later. So gonna leave because this is back. We bought that car 10 years ago, right?
It's insane.
So she was like 24. I'm gonna go out with my friends. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life. Go have fun. And then she calls me at like 1 o'clock in the morning, crying. I should have listened to you. I had a deer. So, but
first off, if this doesn't show you that Alex and his wife are really good with money, the fact that, like, who do you know that bought a brand new car, paid it off,
still has it,
and still has it?
Yeah.
No, but dude, I'm used to meeting people that are just
every 2-3 years, or even not even, yeah.
They're just consistently upside
A
down.
new car, yeah, because you keep turning that bad debt into the new loan. It's just you're never gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah,
And it feels nice when you get that nice new car.
only for about a month, and they're like, I should have just kept the old one. That happened to me when I bought my truck. Remember that Silverado I bought?
Yep.
Like a month into it, I'm like, gosh, I wish I would never trade my car in.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, didn't need it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Lived my life, right? I learned
Do you ever wish you kept it?
the car, the Grand Prix that I traded in.
No,
or the
no,
truck.
the truck.
No, because it put me in such a better spot financially. So instead of having, I was paying like $450 a month. It put me a lot better. Like all of a sudden, so I traded that in. I got more than what I owed on it, obviously. So I got like $5,000 cash on the trade in.
Nice.
Or not trade in, but I just sold it back to the dealership.
Yeah.
Then I just bought a car for $4,000. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, no truck payment or no vehicle payment on her car was paid off then too. So we had no car payments back then. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a really hard
Yeah.
decision. You gotta
Yeah.
And the used car market could potentially explode.
Explode. Yeah, that's another thing I'm looking into. If I
So-
get that before that explodes. But if it does, then but one thing I noticed that people say, oh, just wait for the car market to slow down and prices go back. Once it goes up, usually it doesn't go back down. Like look at these new trucks.
Yeah.
They're hovering around $80,000 to get,
Dude, Val's brother was showing me what was it? They're coming out with a Super Duty Ranger.
Oh God. How much is that?
I think it starts at like 55. And it's got the same. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it starts at 55, then you got taxes, title, loan fees, whatever.
plus that it's probably
You're
7%.
probably looking over $60,000 just to go out the door with it.
It's
and then the
dumb.
interest over the years if you're gonna buy it or finance it.
So dumb.
Yeah, so you're gonna be paying 70 plus 75,000 for that truck
Yeah.
when it's all said and done.
There's so many, like, my reference point nowadays for a lot of financial decisions is like, dude, if you don't fucking have a house and you're spending $60,000
On a truck.
on a truck, actually, it's going to be a lot more than that. It's going to be like probably 80
Yeah.
after it's all said and done.
Yeah, could be.
You should not be buying that vehicle.
No.
Like, the only reason that when we first moved into our house, I sold a 2015 Kia Forte hatchback.
I remember that, yeah.
I sold that for an older and bought a 2011 Ford Ranger because I needed a truck because I remember I was at Home Depot and I was trying to put some fucking plywood or something in my Kia.
Yeah, not gonna work.
It's like if I were to go to Walmart with the same Kia and try to put an 80-inch TV in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll work.
Well, it did work when they delivered mine. I was on a Kia Sorento or whatever on the roof.
Yeah, that worked.
85
but-
inch. Yeah.
Yeah, but that makes sense, right? Because you're, sure, I was increasing my payment, or no, what was I? I'm trying to think now what my payment was with that. I think my payment actually lowered.
Yeah. I would hope.
Yeah, but I was upside down.
That was a good truck, though.
I was upside
That was a good
down
buy.
when I got into that.
Those Rangers are nice.
Yeah,
The thing will last you forever.
yeah. Dude, all I had to do was like, I'm trying to think what I needed to do to it. It only needed like a little bit of work to it.
Well, it's funny because after I looked up the value of that car, of my car I have now,
Yeah.
I went onto Facebook after, and there was this post said, it was like, oh, here's like a story from an old wise man on how marriages work and back from his day. Because back in his day, people used to keep their cars and work on them
Yeah.
and make them last, just like a marriage. You know the flaws with the marriage, you know the issues, and you work on them.
Right.
And you accept them.
You don't trade it in for
Or
a new
sometimes
one.
you accept them. It's not that serious of a flaw, right?
Right.
And you accept that person's flaws. They sing same thing. You accept that car's flaws, and then you just work on it from there. Make it work. Yeah, it's not perfect. You know what's going to be wrong with it.
That's a good point.
So
That's
then I'm like,
actually-
oh man, maybe that's
I actually
God
like
saying
the
I
way
should
that-
keep my car a little longer. Maybe go through this year with it and see what happens. And have no, because we're about to pay off the Durango. Then we have no more cars payments.
I think
We're gonna pay it off on Friday.
I think deep down what the right decision is.
I don't, because I go back and forth, and I've been doing that for like the past 4 months.
But if you're the fact that you're going back and forth, to me,
Shows you I should keep the car.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's true. Good point.
Right? Because if you absolutely wanted that car, well, you absolutely do want it. But if you absolutely were like okay with the idea, you wouldn't be back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like you would just do it.
Yeah. You're right. But also, I hate spending money, so. You're right. I'll probably keep it.
Am I supposed to help you be accountable?
You are, and you just made me accountable. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do it.
All right.
We're gonna be good for another year.
Yeah.
See how this year plays out financially. Because if you don't look at your 401k or IRA.
Oh, I'm
After
down
Friday.
like $6,000 right now.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have a lot of money in there.
Yeah, I was down a lot. I was crying. But it is what it is. It happened like that before. It went back up. It's going to happen probably 5 more times until I retire or more.
For sure. But by that time, you'll have more money.
Enough in that.
You'll
Yeah,
have
to lose
more.
more.
Yeah, it's just
So it's just,
how it works.
Yeah.
It's funny because people beforehand didn't seem to really give a fuck about the stock market.
And now everyone does.
And now everybody does.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, see what's happening? See, he's fucking tanking the economy. It's like, why do we not hold ourselves accountable in our personal lives for similar shortcomings? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just like, granted, they're like, we're talking about government, people in the government, but like, they're absolutely not just like us by any means, but we hold them to such a high standard. And at the end of the day, they're human.
Yeah.
But like, we hold them to a higher standard than we hold ourselves.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we hold ourselves to a higher standard?
Yeah, I like that. That's some good words there.
Thank you. It's the
Speaking
Sunny
of
D.
Lord's word.
The Sunny D got me.
Sunny D's getting into you, man.
Yeah, you got more?
That's one I have.
Fuck.
That's one from Bimington.
I'm addicted.
We'll buy more next time.
Do you keep saying Bimington?
How should I say it?
Wait,
Binghamton?
Binghamton.
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 Bing?
Bing?
Him?
Him?
Tin.
Binghamton.
You're close.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he saying Bimington?
Binghamton.
Thank you.
That's how it's spelled. Binghamton. Binghamton.
I just didn't want people to be confused.
Yeah. There's only city around with that.
Someone's on fucking Google Maps like,
Where the fuck is this town?
Bimington.
Bimington. Sorry, I have a speech impediment.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Went to speech classes as a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
But I told my mom I didn't want to do it anymore, so she took me out. Oh. So that's probably why I still suck.
Geez, sorry, Al. I feel bad.
It's okay. We all have problems. But no, that's all I have, so sorry.
You know what, I talk about all the time how as I get closer to paying my truck off, I start getting antsy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna start like overdoing my truck. Like you ever seen the on the trucks you take the stock bumpers off and you put like the fucking gnarly like
there you go.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, you're putting like they call them cattle pushers in Texas.
Not cattle pushers. This
It's a
one
big ass bumper on it.
Yeah, it's like the black like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do
Lift
that.
it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit, or I might even lower it. I don't know. I'm keeping the same wheel size, but
I would lift it up a little bit.
You think so?
It's a truck.
How much? Like 2 inches?
Yeah, 2-3 inch lift.
Then I start losing gas mileage.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Yeah, why would you lose gas mileage by lifting
As
it
you
up?
lift your truck up, you lose gas mileage.
No. Bigger tires, yeah.
Yeah, but the wind is getting you a little bit.
I don't think it'd be that much.
Yeah.
And how far you're driving in the city? It's not like you're going Interstate 90 every day to go to work, for an hour.
I might.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh. New job?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Thought about it. No.
But also, you're thinking about people are complaining about the stock market. But they're showing such a small snapshot of the S&P 500, how it dropped since the beginning of the year. But if you stretch that out, that viewpoint to back to like early 2020,
yeah,
there's a lot of freaking growth. We're not anywhere near as low as it was in 2020.
Yeah,
from COVID, right?
Well, the dip is, that dip was a lot worse.
Yeah,
and that there's always the thing is, there's a reason why the market is doing what it's doing.
Yeah, because we're rebuilding.
We got
to let it burn a little bit.
Everyone's getting fucking tariffed right now.
Yeah,
we got a lot of movement, so of course there's going to be a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, there's going to be, and I think too, to get all this bloat that we have in the government and everything else that we do, trade deals.
Yeah,
we kind of have to restart. and go back down to
Right.
kind of feel a little pain here for a little bit. This
Right.
year might be tough financially, but that's what you have to do to kind of rebuild and have financial growth in the long term.
Yeah.
Because everything's just so bloated and out of proportion.
We got to start from scratch.
Yeah,
You know?
I think what's happening. We'll see.
People that probably don't even they couldn't even tell you what a 401k is are the ones out that are protesting.
Yeah, I can't even run that far. I do a 5K, but not a 401K.
I can't do that. Dude.
You're telling me. Confused you there for a second, right?
No, that was
Okay.
hilarious. These people probably don't even know what a 5K is, let alone a 401k.
That's a far run.
That's a far run.
That's an ultra marathon.
Yeah, dude, that's a little Forrest Gump action right there.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's David Goggins.
Yeah, there's always these like comparisons, like the people that are out protesting. It's like, what are you mad that you're? I don't know. I know why they're mad. They're not mad at the country, hopefully getting better after this. At the end of the day,
person doing it.
they're mad at the person doing it.
Yeah.
And they just can't set that aside, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw maybe there's some protests the other day or something. Maybe
There was.
Saturday. Yeah.
One
what was
of,
that about? I saw it. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah. There's a girl I follow, or there's a lady I follow that works at the same place Val does. And she's super nice lady.
Yeah.
But, and I was honestly almost surprised to see her at this thing. I knew her political views were different than mine, but I was definitely surprised to see her at this protest. But
Yeah.
it's just, what gets me? Not the fact that there is a protest for the people being there. It's reading the signs they're holding up.
Yeah. Something about hands off my First Amendment, First Amendment, freedom of speech and all this other stuff. I'm like, where is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm not reading enough into everything, but what's being attacked with freedom of speech? Anything?
No.
And I understand people are getting
No.
mad because, they're trying to cut money, all the bad spending we're doing, and maybe take away from programs that people can take advantage of, or, have a right to. But I don't think the federal government's job is to give those type of benefits, or to pay for a museum or all this other crap that the government kind of
Right.
holds up. Like a poetry society. Like, really, you're gonna give money to a poetry society? No, you should be here to keep the union together, all 50 states, hopefully 51 soon, and
Shit, I don't know about that.
no, all 50 states, keep all 50 states together, right?
Yeah.
And also protect the country, military and whatnot. Everything else, the government should never have a footing in. It should be each state running that.
Yeah, wouldn't that make it a little bit because then with that, then people can really vote. Then our vote really, really does count, right? Because then we're voting on people that are potentially going to change the things that the government currently
Keep the
takes
money
care
in
of.
the states, right?
I just think people just don't understand that, and
don't know.
I myself didn't even think of that.
No.
I was the abortion thing. I'm still kind of 50-50 on it as far as what I believe. But yeah, maybe it is better to have that per state, and then people can choose based on that. Like if you think that if you're pro-choice, then maybe you just don't move to a state that doesn't honor that.
Yeah, sometimes people have the option though. That's the tough part.
That
And
is
I'm all
the
for
tough part.
pro-choice, right?
Yeah.
Really big a believer of that. I don't agree with killing babies.
Right.
But if that's what you need to do or want to do, okay, it's your body, right?
It's your right. You should be able to do
it.
that. Yeah.
But no, I don't think it should be the federal government telling you what you can and can't do.
Right.
So yeah, that pro-choice, that thing shouldn't be on the table with anyone. You should be able to do what you want. You should be able to kill yourself if you want, through a doctor, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to, who's to tell me what I can do with my body? If I want to die, or if I want to abort a baby, or
Right.
I want to do some drugs, do it.
Come to think of it, this is kind of a very obscure way to look at suicide, but
Yeah.
but when somebody is standing at the top of a building, just ready to jump, the amount of people who in their professions, it's part of their job to stop that individual.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of a weird thing,
It's
right?
expensive.
It's expensive
Maybe
to
those
stop
tax
somebody,
dollars.
but the shitty part is if you get, I'm just riffing right here, so I don't know if this is 100% true, but
Riff.
if you get stopped from about to kill yourself, they get you. Chances are they're putting you in a mental hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
Against your will.
Yes.
Whereas if they just let you go through with it,
Yeah, no more problems.
no more problems.
That person's happy because they get what they want. And then,
I mean, they might regret it on the way
There's-
down, but
I don't know. Some people say they do when they jump off like Golden State Bridge and they live or whatever. And
but it's different when no one stops you and
Yeah.
you do it. But yeah, if someone stops you, by the way, I don't want to come off insincere. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
there's a lot
that
of mental
suicide's the
issues.
way to go. But
No.
like, it is weird that we stop people from doing it.
yeah. Or someone's really old or they got like an illness. They should be able to choose what they want to do.
Let them go.
Yeah. And not
Let 'em
like suffer.
go.
Some people do that, right? They go, I won't have no treatment, but you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
Going through like cancer and whatnot, your body breaking down.
Yeah.
Why should someone have to go through that?
Yeah.
If they don't want all those treatments like chemo and whatnot. Because you're going to suffer in chemo too.
Right. Yeah, you're just gonna
So I don't
feel
know
like
what the answer is.
gonna feel like shit. It's like, yeah, I want to get rid of this cancer, but also,
I don't want to go through all that.
right. I don't know. It's like if I found out that I had cancer,
I would start fasting. I saw a reel or something.
I'd start fasting.
They were like, yeah, if you fast for 48 hours, it's going to kill, your body's going to start eating all the bad cells. And,
Dude, get rid of the cancer.
will it?
I don't know.
If it was that easy, I think everyone would be doing it, but I don't know.
Well, I think people the problem is there's a ton of people who find out. Well, it's like already
Too late.
Too late. Like everything's it's taken over. But yeah, I don't know. Allegedly, you can start fasting and it'll work.
I don't know. We'll have to chat GTP it.
Like, can't you just give cancer to like a rat and then starve it?
And see if that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I don't know.
Maybe they're
We're
already
not
doing
rats,
that.
though, so.
Well, now we can't test. Now we can't work on that because of the funding.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, good.
Why we spend money on that shit?
Fuck them,
Yeah. Fauci, no more.
right?
No more billions of dollars to stuff we don't need to be researching.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story of the young football player that died?
One that got ran over by a illegal immigrant?
No, he got stabbed.
Was stabbed. Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a twin brother.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. I heard another one too. Someone got ran over by a illegal immigrant or something.
So
or maybe stabbed by a illegal
so
immigrant.
sad.
So I don't know.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It's sad when you see stories like that. Do you ever feel like I don't know, like it's sad, but I never feel like that's close to ever happening to me. Like something just like so sudden like that.
It could.
It
That's why
could.
you gotta be prepared.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
I guess I just
Be
don't like
awareness.
wake up, paranoid about shit like that. Sometimes I get in a little funk where I'm like, oh, I gotta be, vigilant or
Oh,
something. But
I'm always eyeing people up,
yeah,
checking their hands when I'm walking by and
yeah. What do you got
seeing
there?
any weapons, bulging or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always.
I'm always looking.
I saw a couple of kids walking around. I'm trying to think where I was at now. I don't even fucking remember. It was on the way here.
Pizza Hut?
No, it wasn't that pizza.
Oh my god.
These kids were walking around with guns, and I was like,
Real ones?
no, I don't think they were water guns or something.
But still.
There's a game that high schoolers play now. Seniors. It's called. I think they should probably change the name.
Dodgeball?
It's called like Senior Assassin.
Jesus.
There's an app where you sign up and basically you get assigned somebody that you have to assassinate
Jesus.
in your
Like fake?
fake assassinate.
Okay.
Yeah, some people go a little too far.
Wow.
But then you got like if you see them out and you have like your squirt gun or your water gun with you, you spray them. And they could be anywhere. There's rules. You can't do it in school. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Certain
No
places.
guns.
But like if you can't do it at their work. But if you catch them in like a Walmart, you can
Yeah.
fucking spray them. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think that's what those kids were probably doing.
Something like that.
They
Yeah, I've never
were-
heard of that. It's
They were
pretty.
assassinating.
Kids are pretty wild. I was listening to podcasts recently about homeschooling on the Sean Ryan's show. Great podcast. You should listen to it since you have younger kids and what to do with them, school wise.
Yeah.
And made a lot of sense because I've always been on the edge. with not edging, but always on the edge with, do I go homeschool route
Right.
or go into a private school, like a Catholic school, Christian school, or send them to a public school? And how they're explaining how like the public school started. I don't know if you know, the concept came from a guy pre-World War I in Germany, and we kind of followed that template of having a public school system.
So a lot of schools used to be private.
Yeah. I have to see when they started the public school system. Because I was listening to it. I don't have it all written down, but
Interesting.
yeah. So it used to be, schooling was not part of the state's or government's job. It was the church to raise your kids through schooling with parents being involved.
Right.
Typically your mom, usually, because dads would be at work or off to war.
Tell your mom.
Tell your ma. But yeah, so we took this like kind of like educational program that Germany had pre-World War One, pre-Nazi, right? And not, it's been that way ever since, where the state runs the school.
Wow.
And kind of indoctrines the children, right, to be good stewards to the government.
Yeah, and there's no...
Yeah.
Whereas when I think of like a private school, I think of you get the structure of religion and you get like a solid education.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's got to be some stats out there that show like there's a higher graduation and success rate of kids coming out of private schools.
And the amount of like fast forward to now, right? There's the amount of people that have taken their kids out of public schools. And now that they're homeschooling them, not just, when you think homeschool, just you're staying home all day. There's a network now, a program you can follow. I think it's Classical Conversations, it's called.
Okay.
The program. And there's a network of like tutors and other other families, right, doing this in your area. You kind of have, a kind of community that way to educate your kids.
And you actually spend more time outside of the house.
Yes. The education is done in like a third of the time than a kid in a public school.
Wow.
Because you think about, you spend all day there. No, they might do like 2 or 3 hours of instruction. And the rest of the day is learning other, maybe outside doing, taking care of the homestead.
Right.
Things like that.
So
it really opened my eyes. I'm like, man, I got to start making some decisions here on what we're going to do with our kid.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think... Fuck, I lost my point. No, it's hard because when people think of homeschool, like I feel like I lose a lot of people when we had this conversation. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like someone asked me like, do you think you're going to send your kids to public school? And I said, I really don't know, because I don't necessarily want to jump down the rabbit hole of why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm seeing the stuff that is going on in public schools.
I remember the stuff we used to do in public schools.
I liked how I felt like when
Not
when
what I
we
would
were in
do, but
public
other
schools,
kids.
yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
Like, oof.
But I feel like it wasn't like that bad,
Yeah, I guess.
But now it seems worse.
Yeah.
Maybe we were just like
I look back at
desensitized.
some of these kids that would do like stupid shit they would do, and all the time you spent learning in that classroom setting, and then you have to go home and do homework.
That's
why
very
am
true.
I going to school for 7 hours a day? I don't know. It might not be 8, but 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I have to come home and then cut out from my kid's family time with me that he has to do homework. Why can't you teach everything he needs to know within that?
We're working from home.
Yeah, it's like me. I don't go home. Well, sometimes I work from home or do stuff, but not very often. But
You get a phone call from work.
Yeah, it's like, why am I doing all this and having a school do all this work, and then they have to go home and do homework on top of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I got to do more research into it, but it kind of opened my eyes. Like, I got to start figuring this out, and how they were talking. Of course, they're going to sound great because that's what their whole business is ran, or business model,
Right.
or organization.
You don't want to fuck around and end up putting your kid in a cult.
Well, yeah, but
Be a good Netflix doc.
yeah. But you see some of these kids. Some of these kids are weird in public school. They're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then people say, well, you're not smart enough to teach your kid.
I feel that way.
So you're not smart enough. So you want to send your kid to the same education that you had?
Right.
Right?
That's a good point. But
That makes
yeah,
sense, right? Like
yeah.
when people say like, "Oh yeah," like, "Oh, you're not smart enough to do that." Well, so I'm gonna send them to the same place that I learned.
Yeah. That's a good point.
What are you talking about?
And like you kind of talked about, now there's, at least with this program and what I'm familiar with through my sister, there's like a network of people.
Oh
So
yeah, she might even be in the same network, the same program thing I'm talking about.
yeah, I'll have to ask her. I haven't like really pushed the button about that because I know she was homeschooling her kids for a good while, and then like her oldest daughter mentioned how she wanted to be back to school. Like she missed being in school. So whether or not that happened, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But homeschooling has changed. It's not what we grew up with. Like when you would meet a kid from home that was homeschooled, you're like, you could tell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I feel like
a lot
it's different now.
Oh yeah, because there's so many. It grew pre-COVID. I think there was like 2 million, and then like during COVID it was like 8 million. It jumped up to homeschoolers.
Oh my God.
And now it's even more. It's growing every year. Kids, our parents are pulling their kids out of school.
Yeah. As long as you like, I think it's not the education that your kids are going to miss out on if you pull them out of school. Like obviously you're just replacing it with a better education. But as long as you
Socialize them enough.
socialize your kids, they're going to be fine. They're
Yeah,
probably going to be better off.
There's things like Boy Scouts. There's recreational sports. There's other programs I see all the time.
Yeah.
Like we're getting Donnie signed up for some soccer this summer already, and get him out there. And
I like it.
yeah, and there's programs at the library, the public library, which is another thing. I don't think we should be funding libraries, but I'm not gonna go off that one.
How else are we going to fund them? Just locally?
Well, I don't know. Just the government shouldn't be for that, but
That's a tough one.
more utilitarian.
I know. You like want zero government.
Yeah. Well, there's some need for it.
I think they're good at
And
certain
I'm
things.
always going to follow the rules and laws,
Sure.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe libraries, but not so. Like you go to some towns and their libraries, like at the Taj Mahal. But our library here, if you ever seen it, it's like a pole barn. It's a newer one.
Here in Hamlin?
Hamlin, yeah.
I've never
Beautiful.
seen it.
But so much cheaper than putting up a brick Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
Same thing with fire stations or fire departments. So you volunteer.
Yeah, what do
You
you
go to
need all
Hilton.
that?
You ever seen Hilton?
Yeah.
Volunteer fire department.
It's nice.
It's freaking like, yeah. Why?
For a volunteer fire department.
Yeah. And then you go to Hamlin or you go to Walker. They're barns. That's
Yeah.
all you need. You don't need to be a freaking, crazy place that we dumped a shit ton of my tax dollars into. Just
Yeah.
it needs to be there for a purpose. And that's the purpose, is to fight fires. Have the fire trucks ready to go. It doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to be utilitarian, right? Just
Needs to work.
needs to be there for what its process. It doesn't need to have
Yeah.
a big fancy living room area that the Hilton one has, or a big ass gym.
Yeah. Not for volunteer. I mean,
No.
not for volunteers. Like
No.
for like the city fire department, do your thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but they don't have that.
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
it the way I want it. Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because the people that are at the top, that are making the decisions for these like little small town budgets. Like obviously that money's coming out of the budget, and they're obviously requesting a fuck ton of money
Yeah.
every single year.
Every
It's
year they want
more.
more and more. That's how the government works, right? It's not ran like a business, right? It's like every year I have to spend more money.
Yeah.
If I don't spend it all, I'm going to lose it. So every year I have a need for more and more and more. And the government shouldn't be ran that way. It should be run as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
And we should reward the government for spending less. So you find ways to make cuts here and there. So spend money on your K-Cups or your Taj Mahals of libraries. And ever
Yeah.
seen the Greece Town Hall? Ridiculous.
I do like it. They have a splash pad for my daughter.
You're not a town resident, though. How'd you go there?
You got to pay like
Oh,
$5.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's levels to
Yeah.
this shit. It's so difficult to think of all these things at once. But to your point, Val and I are definitely leaning in the direction more of like a homeschooled.
Homeschool, or
Right.
I know there's a good one nearby. I've talked to one of our buddies. He sends his kids to this Christian school not too far away from here.
Okay.
Bible Baptist school, and yeah,
I like it.
and I think it's
It's a
safer
good
too.
idea. Yeah.
Active shooters scare the shit out of me because I can't do much to protect my kid in those
Yeah.
situations. So those big schools, big public schools, scare me. I know that it recently happened at a Christian school, but that's the only one I know of.
Did it?
Oh no, not recently. Maybe 2 years ago. One happened in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Someone who was. I'm not gonna say what their affiliation was, but shot up a Christian school. So I don't get any hate, but
I was talking.
it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what their affiliation is. They shouldn't be doing that.
No,
It doesn't matter who
no,
they
that's
are.
just
Yeah. So I'm not gonna put a label on them, but
it's only relevant in politics.
yes. So no one should be doing that to
whoever
a kid.
side whoever side it benefits to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
don't know.
think the government made it so enticing to parents back in the day. Like, hey, we'll take your kid for 8 hours. You don't have to deal with them. Let us teach your kids
Yeah,
the way we want to. And you have be away from them for 8 hours, and then it kept getting worse and worse because the two parents started having to work. So then parents really loved that idea.
yeah.
You know,
They were almost kind of forced into it, right? Mm-hmm. Then they started having after-school programs. I have this question for you.
Let's hear it.
Before I forget it. Back before public schools was a thing, I don't know if you know this, but did it cost money to be in any school?
Yeah.
But obviously not what it is today.
No.
Now it's like I don't even know, dude. Like if you want to go to McQuaid,
Yeah.
I think it starts out.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's.
I think it starts at like 10.
Yeah.
By the time your kid's like a senior, it's like 20, 25.
It's crazy. I wouldn't go anything that crazy with a public or private school. Definitely less. More caliber.
It would only make sense if you had the money, you could do it.
No, yeah.
Or if one of you guys could work there.
Yeah.
But
No.
everyone's got that fucking idea, right? If they're gonna go to private school, they're like, well, shit, can one of us fucking? I'll fucking be the janitor.
Like going to you're working at UFR, so your kid can go to college there. Yeah.
Then your kid wants to go somewhere else.
The more I think about it, though, like the Amish, they have it going on still.
Well, yeah, because they're fucking each other.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, not that. Okay, I never thought about that. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But how they do it, right, with their schools, it's just one big school that the community goes to, and it's not funded by the government because they don't believe in the government, right?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time after they do their schooling for 4 or 5 hours, they go out and work in the farm.
Yeah.
No electronics, living out in the wilderness.
It's wild. They still get their education, but not with the intent of like going to college.
No, but to
work.
To work, yeah.
We were
And to speak right, count, math.
Speak Amish.
Yeah, Dutch.
Dutch. Yeah, sorry. Val's grandma put on this this YouTube video on yesterday, and this pretty young couple, probably about like our age, whatever. This young couple, I don't know if I think they bought this like, pretty much hand-built, dilapidated house on like a private island.
Wow.
I want to say, you're better geographically than I am.
Yeah.
But all I know is the closest mainland to them would be Canada. Would that be Greenland? It's like an hour away. Well, in their boat. But anyways, they live on this private island of there's other people that live on it that are like off the grid.
So not private, but
Well, yeah, it's like a
I don't know.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But just watching this video, the way these people were living, they were just like people like you and I. They weren't like these roughneck people. And there was something kind of nice about it. Like the inside of their house, you could see there was no drywall or anything. It was all just like wooden slats. They cleaned it up and stuff like that. And as it sat, like they basically bought it and moved into it immediately, knowing there was work to be done. And the girl, I don't know how else she makes money, but she makes like necklaces and she sells those, and there's other stuff. I don't know what the guy does. But they live off the land.
Yeah.
And there's something just, they don't spend their entire day working or wasting time, stressing, social media. They have the only time they have internet is when they turn their generator on, which then allows them to turn on their Starlink. And they only do that when they're using like, when they have to like upload and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems so simple. Like,
Yeah.
what's holding us back from doing that, Al?
Money.
Is it money though?
Yeah,
that's
anywhere
easy.
you go, you got to pay taxes here. So I gotta have some kind of income to pay that. If I can buy that property outright, I gotta be able to pay the tax on that property.
Maybe there's no taxes because of where it's at.
Or going there or something like that. Oh, I thought I meant like going to the Adirondacks, living up there.
No, fuck that. I'm talking about like somewhere else. Like even if it's the same fucking island, like that's technically
I don't
considered
know.
a different country.
Nothing.
Like you sell everything that you have, you're gonna have money left over.
Yeah.
And use that money to get going.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think I would miss out on, like I really like having my family close.
Yeah, same here.
So
Well,
like,
yeah,
if that wasn't a thing, I would be there tomorrow.
yeah,
Because Val and I are those type of people. We'd figure it out.
yeah, always.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I could do it though, man.
Yeah.
I really could.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, I'll paint a picture for you. Remember camping at Indian Lake this past summer, past summer.
Are you allowed to say Indian?
I call it Indian Lake. That's the given
It's on the
name.
sign, right?
Yeah.
There is a sign.
There's a sign, Indian Lake, right?
Yeah.
So camping at Indian Lake, you wake up in the morning, you're on the water, you're looking out, you see the rowing of the mountains, right?
Yep.
In the haze of the morning, sun's coming up over those mountains. Someone saw that and like, you know what? We got to build cities. We got to build factories. We got to have the hustle and bustle of 40-hour work week. Thanks, Mr. Henry Ford. And we got to do that. For what reason? Why are we building all this?
I think this was an accident. I'll be honest with you. I don't think someone had a grand plan.
Well, I know, but
I
it
think
just evolved over time, right? Small steps.
Yeah, and it was
just
like-
like technology, kind of. No one ever thought we'd have iPhones like this when they built the first computer. Well, maybe
Right.
they didn't. I don't know. But no one ever thought that we'd be to the point where we can do everything. Computers used to be the size of this room,
Yeah.
and now they're in our pocket.
Yeah, I think like every
But it's
time
just
they
like-
push the what do they say? What's the saying? Like
Push
they,
envelope,
yeah, I guess they push the envelope. Every time they kept pushing it, it was like,
the glass ceiling.
oh, this is good. Like this isn't too bad. Like isn't too far. And then it reached a point, which I think is more recently than not, with the technology
Yeah.
boom in the last couple decades. That's when it became too far.
Yeah.
I think, because maybe that's why we look back on, the olden days, and we think
Damn.
those seemed like better times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 'cause-
Very industrialized, but
Yeah.
still seemed to like on the edge of too much.
Yeah. Well, same thing. So that picture of Indian Lake, right? And then go to Ridge Road in Greece.
Yeah.
By the mall. Look at all the shops and the traffic lights, the utility poles,
Yeah.
everything. KFC, Burger King, a mattress store, Party City,
Yeah.
the mall.
We just
And I'm like, wow, we really messed this up. We're in one of the perfect planets ever.
we had everything we needed.
We're in the Goldilocks zone, they call
Yeah.
it. Perfect planet. Everything's too perfect for us to be here. That's what I was talking to Dylan about. Everything's just too perfect.
Yeah.
How this worked out, how, we can create new human beings by, having intercourse. And then, and everything's just too perfect.
It's pretty fun though.
The weather's perfect.
Yeah.
We can survive our climate that we're in. And we just kind of, I don't know, it's just weird.
We're meant to be here.
Yeah.
But I don't think
But we fucked it up somewhere down the road by innovation. Making life easier.
Louis C.K. Had a good bit about this, and he was basically I can't remember how he was saying it, but he was like, he goes, what more do you need? He was talking as
Yeah.
if he was God. He goes, what more do you need?
Oh, yeah.
It's everything you need is on the ground.
Yeah.
You can eat. There's stuff that grows. Eat that.
There's water.
There's water. There's everything you need.
The sun.
We literally, there's something that happened where we had everything we needed, but for some reason it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
In people's minds, they wanted more. They wanted more. And I don't think someone envisioned this. I think this was a complete accident. Like,
Yeah.
it's like when you were talking about how you totally housed a medium pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't mean to do that.
I blacked out.
You blacked out.
I black out when I eat.
And then you woke up and you were like, holy fuck.
Yeah, we went to Texas Roadhouse. I blacked out there, too.
You just
I got
black out every
the
time.
bigger steak. I got 2 apps. And I was like, fuck.
You're like, I don't think we needed that.
Yeah, why did I do that?
But
No, I'll show you. Like after this, we'll go outside and I'll show you what I see a lot and like in my neighborhood, right? Any neighborhood, you go and look at all these houses, like house after house after house after house. Some almost like I think I mentioned this before. It's almost like a mini prison.
yeah,
We're in these houses. We're contained to them for the most part, right? We have freedoms, but if you look at all these houses and just weird looking at it, like ants almost.
yeah, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Like your neighborhood actually has character to it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's also almost 50 years old, but yeah.
But now it's like you see some of these new. This is probably why I don't like new builds.
Oh yeah,
But like
I
you
used to
see,
always want to be in a new build.
yeah, for what?
Yeah,
No
I remember
soul.
like how your mom, that one neighborhood your mom lived in.
Which one,
Well,
dude?
high rise was great, but the one after high rise,
Rockwell. Yeah,
like I want a house like that. I want to be in a neighborhood like that.
yeah.
And that was my goal, to have a house like that, have like a master ensuite, a
Yeah.
4-piece bathroom, I call it. And no, that's not what I want anymore.
It just doesn't.
I want a small ranch, get as much land as I can, no neighbors, be perfect.
Something with a little bit of character.
Yeah, their character too. Yeah,
Gotta have character.
but it's weird how if you look at you most notice it when you're on the plane and you're landing let's say you're going to Cleveland. You see all these houses. Is this weird seeing that?
Dude, and it looks perfect.
Yeah.
Even the plots of land,
Yeah.
like the farmlands
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, that's when you're going out west.
it's so perfect.
Yeah.
You're like, these are perfect lines.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
But it's
Yeah,
just weird how you see those houses. It's like, damn, like we're in our own little prison system
The only
that the
reason
government set us up in.
we didn't think about it when we were kids because that's just what we knew,
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about that in my 20s.
no.
Because I still wanted that fancy house for the grand entryway, the stairway going up. And, yeah, it's almost not until my 30s where I started thinking differently.
The fact that at one point in time, like I'll say what it is now. Now, if somebody wants to go off grid, that's like an incredibly hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Not
it
like
shouldn't be.
Not that it's hard to like make the decision to do it, but it's actually hard to physically get off grid.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where only certain people were able to be on
Yeah.
grid.
Yeah.
And we flip-flopped basically. And I don't know, dude, the more we talk about this, the more I'm getting happy thinking about moving
Yeah.
to a private island in Greenland,
Yeah.
aka America.
52nd state. Woo.
Yeah. The more I think about this, the more I don't want
Yeah.
I don't want to take over Greenland.
No.
They got something going on over there.
Yeah.
I don't want to Americanize anything else.
No. The only thing I kind of like is the only thing if I want to be off the grid, but I kind of like having internet too.
Starlink.
Yeah, because I like having that.
Elon.
That's technically not being off the grid at that point, right? You still have luxuries, but I like some of the.
You can go
Because
off
I'm
the grid.
so used to it.
You can go
but-
off the grid when you want to,
Yeah.
as opposed to being forced to
Yeah.
continually being on the
Yeah,
grid.
Yeah. Just crazy how it's been, or how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
And
I
all
know.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I know if I go home after this and I tell Val about all this and be like, remember that video we were watching last night?
Let's do it.
Doesn't that seem like even she was like all about it? Like, what if we fucking do that?
Yeah.
She would be like 100%. And
Into it.
if I gave her enough, like, yeah, I'm serious, she would start planning. We could do it like in a year.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
miss you though.
And then it would be like, well, you'd have to come with. Start our own little
Okay.
community,
Yeah.
a little cult.
But then our community would be just like the Amish, should be incest. How do you get a new people for your kids to procreate?
Well, I don't really know if you can join an Amish community.
No, you can't do that.
Exactly. You can join an off-grid community.
What would be the name of it? Just Earth.
The off-grid community.
Just Earth. That's another thing. The whole country boundaries and things over the years. If you look at the world, you don't see those boundaries, right? If you zoom out from space, there's no boundaries. It's like, this is weird how we have that. Everyone's
Yeah.
got their own country, and this is, our thing.
We became overpopulated and we couldn't get along.
Yeah. That's weird, though. Why can't we get along? I know we're animals when when it comes down to it, but
Yeah.
potentially we're animals. Sometimes I don't believe that. I think we're always been a higher being and kind of came here from another planet because we're just so different. Even think
My brain's gonna fucking explode.
yeah, I know. Even animals that are close to us, like some monkeys and things like that.
Yeah. Rats.
No, well, no.
Anatomically.
Yeah,
We're actually really close to fruit flies too. Do
Really?
you know that?
no.
Yeah, we are.
Like how?
A lot of ways. Like how their how their bodies function. They're obviously
I hate fruit flies, by the way.
same,
annoying.
but apparently they're like imperative to technology.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no, there's just everything. We're just so different than everything. I don't. Part of me doesn't believe like we started here from some type of bacteria or however they said, and then kind of evolved into a fish, and then
That seems
got
insane.
legs, and
Yeah.
I just don't see that happening.
What does your gut tell you?
We're not from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't explain it from there. I don't know. It's just
It's a feeling.
yeah.
You just. Yeah. My gut's never been wrong.
And then our desire to go into space too was a crazy thing when we were even before spaceships and flying was a thing. Like Galileo, I think Galileo was looking at the stars
Yeah.
with his like old school telescope.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. Well, was he a space guy? I think it was just electric.
It's electric.
Figuring that out too, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the stars, our fascination with it. I guess that's the only thing you had to look at night. I guess you would be fascinated with too, what's out there. But we always had a desire to get into space. So it makes me think that we have a longing to, we're, from a different area or planet. But then where did it start? Same thing with the Big Bang.
I have a theory I just came up with in my head.
Let's hear it.
What if the whole point
Yeah, talk to me.
of all of this stuff, how we question, like, what's up with these fucking neighborhoods? And
To get to home.
yeah, maybe this whole thing, we're sitting here like, why we do, maybe this whole thing, maybe Elon's got this figured out. We're just doing this because we're taking like the baby steps to ultimately get back there.
Mine exploded.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah. Well, I told you my Noah's Ark theory before.
Hold on a second. You did. I'm just trying to.
Well, I can go over it again.
Oh, it wasn't,
An actual ship, like a wooden ship.
and it wasn't
a
actually
flood.
animals.
Well, maybe some, because I also think having animals here, like out of nowhere too, they're so different from everything.
Yeah.
I think somehow our home planet or somewhere was in trouble, and we were, but we're that home planet start too. That's another thing. But we were we were sent out.
We'll start here.
We're like seeds ready to grow and crash into the earth on purpose. And over the years, right, kind of developed from there. That takes away my whole evolution thing from bacteria and not believing in that. So how that evolved.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah. Which brings me to the Big Bang issues. Like,
Yeah. Like,
So-
do we even believe in?
yeah. So
It's
he said nothing came, there's nothing and there's a Big Bang. There had to be something. You can't just have something from nothing. The comedian brought that up. I gotta figure out who that was.
Was it Pete?
Yeah.
Pete. He's
Yeah.
like, he goes. What did he say? He's like, you want to know something crazy? He goes, you think you're special? Zoom out.
Yeah. Zoom out.
You're on a fucking.
You're on a rock. Flying through space.
That guy's hilarious.
Yeah. But no, he had the same thing where that was a different skit, but this is another one he had where
Holmes.
he's like, yeah, Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes.
He has a good show about him, like a sitcom, him being like a Pro Bowler, trying to be a Pro Bowler or something. Good show. Everyone
That's
should watch
funny.
it. But no, he's like, they always said like the Big Bang, there's nothing, and then we had the Big Bang. So you had something come from nothing? That's not possible. There had to be something for that Big Bang.
Yeah, because it totally doesn't that.
Where did it come from?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Where did this
Doesn't
Big
that
Bang
contradict
start?
science?
And where
Because
did this rock come from? Where all this, everything, where the water, where did everything else come from?
science, at least with energy cannot be created nor
nothing.
destroyed.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You can't just
What is everything created with?
energy.
Energy.
We are our hearts. We have electrical rhythm in our heart.
So
our body.
So there was never. Let's just theorize. There was never a time where there was nothing. There's always been something.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
How it started. That's why I believe there's a God somewhere that created all this. But where did he come from and create that?
But
that also bothers me.
because it just keeps going.
Yeah.
This all seems by design. That
But-
we can't possibly find, because as soon as you think of like, well, maybe this is what happened, but then you're like, well, where did that come
I gotta
from?
read some books on
Where did
this.
that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I've been getting kind of into Neil deGrasse Tyson
Yes, he's got
lately.
some good books. Read them.
I fall asleep listening to, like, he'll just be on a show or someone will be on his show, and they'll just like theorize about this
He's
stuff.
got a good show.
Like hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'll just throw my headphones in and just fall asleep to it. I don't learn anything, but it's really interesting.
It is really. I read some of his books on astrophysics.
Physics. Yeah.
And that's where I really started getting into space and things like that. And then the more I dug into it, I'm like, where did this come? Time out.
I know.
Where did this come from? I want someone to ask him. You said there's a Big Bang, but where did that come from? Where did all this bacteria come from that we're created from, allegedly?
Yeah.
We're all over the place today. But
Are you calling me a bacteria?
yeah, or whatever it is, right? Where did it start? How? There's got to be some. Then after that, how did that person create that?
And
Or
why is it not continuing to happen? How come?
How do we know? Because it's light years away. We don't know. There could be another Big Bang. We haven't seen it yet because it's 500 million light years away. We have to wait another 500 million years to know because it's traveling through space. Because light can only travel so fast, right?
What's at the edge of space?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe beyond the Antarctica ice wall. Maybe that's where all the answers are.
Yeah, the Earth's flat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I'm just kidding. I don't think that. Well, no. Who knows?
I just don't think there's light bulbs in the sky. You know? You ever zoom in on a... I know Pete Holmes says zoom out, but I've zoomed in on a star before. I have a camera.
Yeah.
Actually, this camera. That's
Okay.
funny. This camera, because it's got like 80x zoom or something. You zoom in on a star, it's weird. I don't know if it's just a lens thing.
Yeah.
But it's like we see it as like a dot of light, right? But you zoom in and it's
a
like
ray.
it's like doing one of these. It almost looks like a rendering of the sun, what the sun's doing.
You see that
because it is a sun.
It is a sun, but you see that because if you read in one of Neil's books,
Yeah.
you have planets around that star, and it's gravity pulling it, and it's reflecting the light. How it's the gravitational pulls. So kind of looks like the stars are twinkling, right? If you're
Yes,
looking at it.
they're not.
No, that's because you got the waves of light getting deflected by the planets around that star, and the gravitational pulls is kind of. I'm not going to explain it right because it's been a while since I read one of his books, probably 2020. But yeah. So it's just the gravitational pull kind of messing up that light that we're seeing, and that light could be thousands of years old that we're seeing. That planet could be no longer, or that star.
Yeah. Fucking mind blowing.
Yeah.
I was watching. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I was watching a video of this guy. He was exploring. Oh, what the fuck is it? It was labeled like center of the earth or something. He went down like thousands of feet
Yeah.
into the earth and into this like specific cave. Him and a bunch of people were like exploring, and it had me thinking. I'm not like anti gravity guy, but I'm definitely thinking, okay, this dude is like thousands of feet under the earth,
Yeah.
or like in the earth. So like gravity exists everywhere. Like when I think of it, I'm like, it would make sense to me on the surface of Earth that gravity would exist. But then you get to the center, then you start to like get towards the center of Earth,
Yeah.
and it's still there. Like you still have to worry about falling, you know?
Yeah. So how does that work?
That's what
Yeah, because
Like, can you could still...
Let's say you're in a big cave and you're kind of like walking or crawling to the center. Or
Yeah.
When does that gravity kind of switch and you kind of fall to the other
If you
side?
if you just take the world's longest drill and you drill the hole through the earth,
And
would you just continue to fall until you get to the other, like...
Or would you stop at one point and be in the center of that gravity and be there in the middle?
Because if it's coming from all angles.
Yeah, it is. Right? Because I don't know. And we're spinning, and then we're also going around and
Yeah.
around the sun. We're spinning at, I don't know, 300 miles per hour. What the fuck we do?
Fuck, dude. This is like just mind. Like if you were to take a solid ball and spin it as fast as you can possibly spin it, right? Get the gravity thing really going.
Dude, I think we got something going here. We have to be scientists.
Neil, hit us up.
Hit us up.
But if you could spin a dense ball and somehow get a gauge for what's happening at the center of it as far as gravity goes, the center is obviously spinning the fastest.
Yeah.
So is the center spinning so fast that it is creating this this effect where everything in the middle is like at a standstill?
I don't know. I have to Google. I chat GPT what was before the Big Bang,
Yeah.
and it said nothing. But where did it come from?
Even ChatGPT is fucking
Yeah. Trying to
gaslit
trick
right
us.
now.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think of who created ChatGPT.
Who? I forgot his name, but
The guy that used
some
to work
big
for
developer.
Google.
Yeah, I forgot
The
his
Google
name.
guy.
Yeah.
Who quit
Quit.
because he was nervous.
Yep. About what they were doing.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
No.
Not a huge fan. I'm out.
Yeah. But yeah, so Big Bang. Don't know.
Jeez.
Where does it come from?
Where does it come from? Where does it go? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. That's where it came from.
Cotton Eye Joe is
Cotton
the
Eye
starter
Joe.
of everything?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Solving the world problems. I don't think we're
You
meant to
opened up
know.
a whole new thing I'm going to research tonight.
I just don't think we're meant to. We're not meant to. We're somehow programmed to like get stuck. Like whoever the fuck created us was cool with us exploring these ideas, but was not cool with us figuring it out.
Yeah. Just crazy.
We think the Rubik's Cube is amazing. We see some like 12-year-old Asian kid solve a Rubik's Cube in 5 seconds. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
I think porn's amazing.
Put the Rubik's Cube down and start working on space, buddy.
Start looking up.
Start looking up.
Or looking down, depending
We're
on the
wasting
hole.
time. Oh, wow, this guy's so amazing
Yeah.
at drawing. Yeah, cool. Okay, what about it?
And that leads me into black holes. That's another thing that drives me crazy.
I feel like that's
Where's
still,
all that stuff go?
Yeah.
Right? If it's sucking everything in,
Oh, I know.
where's it going?
I know.
You get to a point when you get into a black hole, from what I read, you can never really get out of it. Like if you, like hypothetically, right, you're out there.
What are you going to pull on? What are you going to like grab
Yeah,
onto?
because it's going such a high speed, you kind of get, I don't know. I have to reread it to explain it right in my head. But that's another thing. We're like, where's that going? Like I watched Interstellar.
Yeah.
He went into the black hole.
Allegedly.
And it brought him back, and like he could see space time. He could see like back in the future or back in the past.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No!" You ever see those reels?
I think so.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Interstellar?
I have.
Okay.
I definitely have.
We have to watch it again together.
I feel like
Can we do a movie night?
That'd be
with the
fun.
kids? Watch
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Oh, dude, can we bring our jammies?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't have jammies. I wear boxers, so
I
you
will
have to be
totally
prepared for that.
I'll totally put it on the credit card and just buy. Like, who fucking cares these days about credit cards, anyways? I'm moving to a private island, dude.
No, so yeah, I was gonna bring that up. My dad had a friend, right? He told a story, right, when they were growing up, and they're out of high school for a couple years, and all of a sudden his friend buys this brand new Harley. And my dad goes, "Well, how are you gonna pay for that? You don't have a job." He's like, "I'm not planning on it. I'm just going." He never saw the guy again. Took off one day on the Harley. Never saw that friend again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously in a different country. Or he's off the grid.
Well, back then, how do you track people? Like, 'cause this is back probably in the early 70s.
That's true. That's
No
true.
internet, no way to track people. You could be whoever you wanted to be. There's no, credit score, all that other crap to track you, or Facebook. No credit cards, you're paying cash.
It's all made up.
Yeah, so he took a Harley and never paid for it.
Holy shit. Yeah, it's getting. Do you notice it's getting harder to do shit like that?
Oh yeah.
Someone's figuring it out. Basically, what's happening is like this was all like set up, and as time has gone on, they've like whoever they is, who has realized like we're smart enough to find loopholes, and they just keep creating like more and more restrictions. And yeah, dude, I gotta move off the grid. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta leave.
Before you do that, we gotta figure out the Big Bang.
No, you're coming with.
I gotta figure out the Big Bang first. That's what I'm here, put on the surf.
Yeah, but I feel like if we are off grid, we can figure it out a little easier. And we gotta have electricity because
it's in our hearts.
What's that?
It's in our hearts.
We gotta still do
we
the
generate. There's electric working your valves in your heart.
Yeah, is it like 240?
Probably not.
Probably
dead.
not. It could be. We could just do this pod off the grid.
We could. Just need Starlink.
Just need Starlink.
But Elon's a no-no anymore. He's basically a Nazi, so we can't use him.
Yeah, but he's not as much of a Nazi as fucking Kanye West. Kanye West is literally wearing...
Really?
Have you seen him?
No. Who's Kanye West?
Dude, he showed up
I think
to...
he's just going crazy. I don't know. I don't want to judge him.
Maybe he figured out the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we're not supposed to figure it out, because...
He's going crazy.
He showed up to an interview with this guy, DJ Academics. Good interviews, at the very least. But he showed up like normal, like, you know, fairly normal Kanye West clothes, and then like leaves the room. This sort of looked like came back in a KKK outfit.
Jesus Christ.
But it was like a black KKK outfit, and proceeded to do the entire interview with that, like hood and everything.
Wow.
And he's selling, you know, swastika shirts and shit.
It's funny how they're painting all this stuff on like the Teslas.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now you drive around. I saw memes like, oh, now you can drive around as a racist and no one knows if you're the racist or someone just graffitied your car.
That's funny. Yeah, you're just, I don't know, what are people saying? Like, you're just, like, destroying a car of somebody who probably has, like, probably at one point had similar views to you.
Yeah.
Not this extreme, obviously, but yeah, like, weren't you guys for the environment?
I know. Now they're against it. Big Oil's loving it.
Dude.
The big oil execs, Exxon and
Yeah.
BP Oil, they're like, yes,
I know.
we're back.
But, like, that's not even good.
No.
Like, if you think of the polar opposite of that, like, yeah, they're happy because the money thing. But, like, that's also not good.
Yeah,
We're
but
not good on
don't let
either.
the dinosaurs' deaths, be in vain.
Why do they call it fossil fuel?
Because it's from fossils.
It's not.
Oh.
No, maybe it is.
ChatGPT. They died for a reason, all right? That's why we had the dinosaurs die, the Big Bang.
So we could have oil.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I still don't want to leave this Big Bang thing.
We can keep
itching.
working through it. It's interesting. It's fun.
Where can it go? Or how did it happen?
So and also the idea that something, you're telling me there was just this like small, dense, extremely dense particle just flying through space?
Well, where does space come from?
It was always here. Space, okay, let's work that out. Space was always here.
But where did it come from? We need to say always, but how did it start?
I don't know. I don't think it had to start. I think it was just here. It existed.
But how? Why? Where? What?
Wherever we are.
Who created it?
Who created it?
Yeah. Where did it come from? It had to start somewhere.
I don't know, dude. I have too much fluoride in my system right now. I can't
Dude,
think.
my dentist. I know I have ADD in the show, but my dentist with the hygienist is like, hey, do you want some fluoride on your teeth?
Fuck,
I'll paint it on. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Let me think about
So
it. Maybe
paint
next
it
time.
on.
Oh, I know how people get with fluoride. I'm like, no, I'll drink tap water. I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to spend extra money right now. So, because my dental insurance sucks.
Well, they're still pushing fluoride.
Which I drink the water and like I'm not like a anti-fluoride guy. That's what she thought it was. Maybe, I don't know what people get with that. I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't know. It kind of came out left field. I want to paint. Yeah, it's like a little lacquer we put on to the. Like, no, I'm good. Let me look into this first because
my God.
Why'd you never off it before?
Alex, do not.
I come back a totally different person.
Stay for everything that I know, which I can't regurgitate. Do not. I'd step away from fluoride.
Yeah. Why?
Fluoride is poison. The only
But
reason
I drink my water.
Yeah,
tap
but
water.
the only reason that we have fluoride right now is because a long, long time ago they had excess fluoride. Fluoride is like a byproduct of something. I'm gonna look it up because
but it's funny because my
fluoride is
sister
poison.
lives out in Oregon, and they don't put fluoride in their water. And their dentist said that you could tell that they're from New York because their teeth were better than people that grew up in Oregon from the fluoride.
Fluoride, a natural occurring mineral, comes from rocks and soil and is found in various forms, including fluorite, and is also a byproduct of phosphate rock processing.
Yeah, fine.
Just because it's natural occurrence doesn't mean it's. All I'm saying is I learned about this new toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it, that has this other thing called like hydroxyl blah
Hydroxycut?
blah blah. Hydroxy. It's got hydroxycut built in. But it's not fluoride. So aside from the fact that we're slowly poisoning ourselves, and it's been linked to killing our what is it called? It's killing us, but it's making us dumb. But aside from
I don't need help doing that.
that's because of fluoride.
We're good for doing this show, talking to no one.
Look at us talking to
We
ourselves.
can just do this upstairs.
We should do it on camera.
Yeah. And put it out on TV. Or don't put it on YouTube.
I became aware of this other option, which is like basically no fluoride toothpaste.
Okay.
But the things that I started using, they're like little tablets, and you put them in your mouth. You start
Nicotine pouches? Yeah, I know. Right there.
You put them in your mouth. You start chewing them, and they get all foamy. And then you wet your toothbrush and you brush your teeth with that. It feels just like toothpaste.
Tide Pods?
It's close. But the active ingredient that's in it actually rebuilds the enamel. Whereas,
So why is my dentist not giving this to me?
well, it's because what they were taught. We've
True.
been down this road before.
Yeah, the medical doctors, yeah.
Yeah. They had an excess of fluoride, and they needed to do something with it. So they started dumping it in our water and putting it in our toothpaste.
Wow. It's funny because, once again, off topic, but about putting stuff in your body you don't know about. Like
Yeah.
I remember my sister and I had like we have good debates. I don't say arguments, debates.
Yeah.
It was during for the COVID shot, the vaccine. I'm like, I don't want to put stuff in my body. I don't know what it does, this and that. And she's like, will you drink those energy drinks? It got me.
Shut up.
She's like, you drink those energy drinks, don't you? I'm like, good point, but it tastes good. So, yeah, I kind of teeter on that sometimes too. I'm like, well,
Fuck, that is a good one.
yeah, she got me.
At that,
you got me.
When someone does that to you, Al, the correct thing to do is just start attacking their image. That's what you do.
Make counter accusations. You don't put, you know what you don't put in your body.
Yeah. No, that is a good point. Like, we pick and choose that stuff.
Yeah.
We're okay with putting Sunny D Vodka Seltzer in our body.
4.5% alcohol.
You read the ingredients, and we don't know what half that shit is.
Nicotine. But I did research on nicotine.
Yeah. And it's
helps.
good for you.
It's good for sleep apnea. But I think you need to do like patches. So that's why I fall asleep with my mouth now to see if it actually helps. It doesn't. It's supposed to be good for Parkinson's.
Okay.
And Alzheimer's.
Interesting.
But I don't know if I actually have to have Alzheimer's and to.
Actually, I grabbed a second one.
Oh God, I'm scared. These ones always hit me hard. The zones, I can't do the zones. Dylan says because he's got ones. I think they're Rogues.
Can't do them.
He has to spit for the first 5 minutes, and then he's good with swallowing it. So when I told him, spitters are quitters. But
Yeah. The
we'll see if I can do
Rogues
these.
chew my gums up. They like start peeling skin off my mouth.
That's scary. These are great. If you have it started,
Yeah.
I would do these.
If you're off and you want to get on,
Get ons.
Get ons.
If you never tried it, and you want to do nicotine pouches, start with some Ons. Zins are good too. Good entry level.
Are you looking to start a new addiction?
For what?
No, I literally had somebody the other
I
day.
can cut these all the time. Like I can go without it all day. No big deal. Just crave it when I get my car.
Yeah, me too.
after
I
work.
just don't.
I like these because I used to vape a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's better because you do these while you're at work and no one knows. Because I'm not addicted. But
Yeah.
yeah. Like I'll be in my little corner like typing away.
Yeah. Love it.
It's getting all stressed. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good.
I get like a little energy, like dopamine boost when I think about it.
boost.
I'm like, dude, I'm eating a delicious dinner right now, but after this dinner,
I'm having a little dessert.
I'm having a little dessert.
Put a little upper decky in.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll choose the nicotine over. Like if I got one in, like if I just put one in, and Val's like, hey, try some of this cake or something. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, last night I think
I'm
when
fasting.
When I fell asleep in one of my mouths, Sarah wanted. I don't know, maybe we had some Chinese left over, so she's eating that like way after, right? Like 10 o'clock at night. And she wants some of your leftovers. I'm like, I'm good. Because I was got the Zen in, or the On.
I'm fasting.
Yeah. So what I like about this, they're saying is anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
I should do research in what is actually this nicotine. Like, does nicotine cause cancer?
No.
I think it's all the crap that the tobacco companies put in their cigarettes and their dip back in the day.
Yeah.
But this doesn't for
Yeah.
some reason.
No, this is a completely different
Product.
beast.
Yeah. There's no, like, not the well, I'm sure it's got some kind of chemical in it, but
Yeah, where's the ingredient list?
there isn't. That's how I know it's good. There's no ingredients listed.
You don't even have to put a warning on here. This product can expose you to chemicals including acetyl
Whatever.
which is known to the state of California to cause cancer, and nicotine.
Uh-oh.
And nicotine, which is known to the state of California to cause birth defects or other reproductive harm.
But I don't care. We got babies. We're good.
We're good. I'm good.
I'm not pregnant.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been doing these the entire time, and you know what else causes reproductive harm? Fluoride. I don't know, you guys. People are gonna start thinking I'm a fucking kook.
And also the radio waves. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, those probably aren't good for us either. We just don't know. You
No.
know, we're slowly.
What can't be good for you?
We're
Think all
slowly
this shit floating in the air. That's
baking
good
ourselves.
for you.
Yeah.
Like the
Jesus,
cell
Al.
phones, the radio. Well, radio's been here around forever, but
Yeah. I gotta go to an island. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I must study the Big Bang first before I go off the grid. I gotta learn this.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna do some research. Maybe I will.
I don't want to end up like Kanye, dude.
Or Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, dude. He was.
Smart dude.
Maybe he. Oh God, here we go again. Maybe Stephen Hawkins, like he was a plant, right? They fucking knew he was gonna get this.
So they gave him name all fucked up. Maybe his mom did fluoride, and that's why he came out the birth defect. No, did he have a birth defect, or did he fall off a horse?
That was Superman.
Superman. You heard it here first, guys. Oops.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Oh Jesus.
No, I think maybe he was put here, and they're like, yeah, this guy's gonna be really smart. He's gonna figure a lot of shit out.
Let's fuck him up.
Yeah.
Slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it so he can't walk. Broke his legs like the mafia.
Leave people thinking.
God's like, he can't fucking figure it out. Gotta break his legs.
Right.
I don't know.
Weird. That's the biggest question. Where did space come from?
Yeah. So you're telling me there's space, and then this little particle just decided, hey, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna fucking blow up.
I'm too dense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explode.
Sounds like my wife when she hasn't got enough sleep. Every day I have a big bang.
It's not what you think.
No, not after 30. It's all done.
Get out of
No,
here.
it's good.
Get out of here. It's a fluoride.
Is it? No, I'm gonna start filtering my water. You got me scared now. This is so much easier. Just
Well, you
turn on the
definitely
faucet and-
you definitely should. I mean, I'm a huge proponent. Like,
But it has minerals
I used to
in the
be a
water.
huge proponent of drinking water out of the faucet.
Yeah.
I just thought it tasted fine. I
Oh,
actually
yeah,
liked
yeah,
it.
Hamlin has some of the best water tasting anywhere in the county, I would say.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Hammond Water Authority.
It's more fluoride. Yeah, it doesn't cost a lot of money to. We've talked about this before, but you can buy like an 8-step water filter, and then what you do is you clean the fuck out of your water, and then you add. There's supplements you can add back into it.
Yeah.
Like mineral. You need the minerals and stuff. But which is ironic because allegedly, see, here's the thing: is like Google tells us, right? Google tells us that fluoride is naturally occurring. But it's also a byproduct.
Also, lava's natural occurring. We shouldn't be drinking that either. I'm just saying.
You shouldn't be drinking.
So is jizz or horse cum. You know? It's like Fear Factor over here. Drink
It's a
fluoride.
byproduct of having some fun.
The newest version of Fear Factor is us drinking fluoride. All right, guys.
You got 30 seconds to drink
the fluoride.
Drink the fluoride.
Drink the fluoride or the Sunny D Vodka.
Right? Yeah, I mean, perhaps there is an actual positive thing to fluoride. Like perhaps there is, but is it killing us, man? Is it killing us, and is it making us dumb? Let's just see.
I gotta stop giving my kid water from the faucet. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, don't give him fluoride treatments at the.
Oh no, he hasn't. Yeah.
Let's see, do other countries, I'm going to just speak it. Other countries use fluoride. Fucking A. Oh, yeah, according to the World Health Organization.
Oh, God. The who?
Prevalence and methods of water fluoridation vary significantly between countries. Some countries, such as Ireland, have nationwide fluoridation, while others only fluoridate certain regions or cities.
What's worse for you, fluoride or Ozempic?
Well, yeah, probably Ozempic.
I'm on the O.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having like an allergic reaction right now.
Really?
To
Get your
something.
inhaler going. Maybe it's the nicotine.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. That's just as bad as fluoride.
Oh, it's just budesonide
What's that?
or formoterol fumarate or dihydrate.
And what's that?
Oh, fuck. It's made by AstraZeneca. Fucking out of here, dude.
Who's that? Is that the Ozempic people?
It might be. No, they created a COVID vaccine that was
Giving clots?
no bueno.
Like Johnson. Remember Johnson & Johnson had one? Like the one shot only? So getting boosters?
Yeah.
And people were getting clots?
Yeah. They were
I mean,
dying.
kids were dying on the basketball court like teenagers.
Yeah. That's not good.
I remember a time I might have been was getting panic attacks, but I remember when I got my first shot, never had a problem. When I got the booster, I was having trouble when I was working out. I felt like I was drowning. I was doing great, athletically. Then, like mid push up, right? I was like, holy shit, I'm having trouble breathing. Like,
Yeah, it's like
yeah, I don't know if it's a panic attack or because it was after Donnie, right? And I don't know.
yeah. I think it like really fucked our immune systems. Because I was talking to a guy today who said that, and he's fairly young, he's a little bit older than we are, super healthy.
Yeah.
And he said after getting COVID, I didn't ask him if he had gotten COVID shots or anything, but there's a lot of people I know who have had COVID shots and had a few of the boosters who are sick. It almost seems like once a month.
Yeah, I got a few coworkers that I don't know if they're booster status, but they're always like sick, coughing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't get near me.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I mean, like, yeah, I don't get sick, but for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I gave up after the first booster I got. I didn't have another one.
I only got like 8 of them. And I was like, yeah, not for me.
You're done.
Not for me. I feel guilty about getting 2 shots.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine how I'd feel if I got more. Yeah, no, for
Want to
sure.
keep a job.
I'm trying to think if No, I didn't have to. I was on the fence. I got a random call when I was at my first barber shop.
Yeah.
got a random call from the doctor's office. They're like, "Hey, do you want to get a COVID shot?" I'm like, like today? She's like, "Yeah, we got openings right now." I'm like, "Let me talk to my wife." I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was like, if I don't do it, they say I could die.
But you didn't.
I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. My gut was telling me not to do it.
There's weird times. I don't judge anyone for doing it and anyone for not doing it.
I do judge you if you're still walking around wearing a mask. I'm going to judge you.
It's a little weird.
I'm going to judge you.
Or at least see people driving and they got no one else in the car.
Fuck, dude.
But they could, you never know. They could not be wearing, they could have they could be, their immune system could be compromised, some kind of autoimmune disease, and they're wearing the masks. Maybe people were wearing masks before, we just never noticed it.
In Japan, they did. And when people were sick, they wore them, you know?
These zones are good, by the way.
Yeah, they have a good flavor.
Flavor's strong.
Wintergreen. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
Where are we at, by the way?
We're probably done. We're 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're probably over 2 hours.
This is a good time. We're actually not, but I think this is a good time.
Okay.
We've been pushing it last couple times.
Yeah, too far.
Too far. We've been pushing it too far. Hour 40.
Yeah.
We're at right now.
Yeah, the edge. We're at the edge.
Yeah. But, man, this was actually, I'll be honest with you, I haven't listened to this podcast yet.
Yeah.
But I've been here the whole time. One of my favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
It's only going to get better because I'm going to do some real research. And by research, I mean just read a book or watch a YouTube video on the Big Bang.
I'm going to ask Google.
ChatGPT doesn't tell me.
You can't rely on these things that were, like, you can't rely on, like, for things like these, asking Google isn't going to help because
it tells you what you want or
it was
what
created.
Google wants to hear.
Yeah, it was created.
Yeah. So how do you know? Neil, listen to Neil?
Yeah, because I don't know where the fuck Neil. I think Neil is educated because he read and, like, studied, like, old shit. Not, I don't know.
But he believes there's nothing before the Big Bang.
And I can't trust
He doesn't
somebody
believe in aliens.
who he doesn't believe in aliens.
No. There's God. All the possibilities out there. Because they say, there's more planets than grains of sand or something like that on Earth?
Have we seen them though?
The planets?
Yeah.
No,
Like
because it would take forever to
You and I.
see the planets.
Yeah.
I've seen
Allegedly, I've seen pictures.
pictures. They're cool.
I've seen even the newest telescope that we got.
That's like they have like a graphic designer and make it look good.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like that.
Show me the original.
It's gonna look like all gray and blobby.
Yeah.
They touch them up.
They do.
What we think it would look like, I think. I don't know.
They make because it's more believable for whatever reason when something had like what are we obsessed with? Fucking LEDs.
That's
we
neon.
love light.
Is that LED? Yeah, that's LED.
Yeah. We're obsessed with LEDs. We love light. Light is we're just like
Yeah.
That's why they put lights on the bottom of spaceships. Because
There's no lights up here. Look at that.
yeah, dude. It's fucking Christmas. Those lights are slowly dying.
Yeah. They're getting burnt out. They've probably been around for years. Decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll wrap it up. Episode 24 in the books.
Like a high school
Virgin
party. Yeah, let's wrap this up like a high school virgin.
All right.
Let's do it.
Nice and quick.
Yeah.
Might take a second, actually. Yeah, because it might take a second to wrap him up. We don't know what he's doing, fumbling around. So
He's doing a little bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's the wrong
side.
I still do that. I'm in my 30s, so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't use them that much.
I haven't used one. Well, yeah, we did a little bit after Sarah because she couldn't. Like, you can't get pregnant like after pregnancy for like 8 months or whatever, or a year.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It's very rare. Oh, they tell you not to get pregnant.
Yeah.
So you can get pregnant.
You can, because people have.
Yeah.
They said don't. And, we don't use any birth control.
Right.
Anything like that, so, because that's also affects people's bodies.
It's got fluoride in it.
No, there's other stuff, yeah. That, like.
It's just hormones.
Hormones and, give a cyst, PCOS, my wife calls it.
Okay.
Something like that, like cysts on your ovary.
Publicly created ovaries.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're wrapping it up.
Thank you guys. Thanks for watching the Gone Fishing Podcast.
Number one podcast, not about fishing. And
I don't know if you can see it.
there is a sign here. We don't fish. And I keep tell your ma. So tell her. Also tell your friends.
I don't know
Tell your
if you guys really hear us when we say that.
at this point. I should say it's the beginning of the show. But tell your ma.
Please tell your ma.
But you know what? Tell your friends. Pass the word. It's a good listen.
Buy our merch. Link in bio.
No merch yet. But if you want merch, we'll do it.
Yeah. We gotta wait. Wait a little bit of time.
Yeah. Start designing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. ChatGPT that shit. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
It's been a great show.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Best show that we've had.
Hopefully you guys sleep tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing a lot of research. All right. Signing off. Love you.
Love ya!